Call the city council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Cadella.
Here.
Alderman Coles.
Here.
Alderman Lewitton.
Here.
Alderman Police.
Here.
Alderman Shockey.
Here.
Alderman Eugene Wesley. Alderman Roy Wesley.
Almost, here.
Alderman Winger. Mayor Johnson.
Here. Quorum being present, would you stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I have a motion to approve the minutes, December 17th, 2009.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Comments, corrections, additions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Do any citizens wish to address the city council? If so, if you go to the podium and give us your name and address, please. Hearing none, I do have some written communiques. First one is addressed to Dear Mayor Johnson. During the night of Friday, January 8th at about 1:30 a.m., my wife developed severe chest pains. I called 911 to request assistance. Police, paramedics, and firefighters responded very quickly. They administered to her in our home and then transported her to the emergency room at Alexian Brothers Medical Center in Elk Grove. I am happy to let you know that she was able to return home this past Monday evening. Please pass our thanks to the 911 operator, police, paramedics, and firefighters who were on duty that night for responding so quickly and professionally. Signed, Raymond E. Malasek of 549 Arlene Drive in Wooddale. And Shirley, if you could also send a copy of this to the fire department as well, please. And to the PD. Yes, obviously. Next one is addressed to Dear Chief Binowitz. On Saturday night, December 26th, while parked at 370 Brookhurst Lane, my Infiniti Coupe auto-locked the doors, went the engine running while I was clearing snow from the vehicle. I called your non-emergency phone, hoping that your department could help me resolve what for me was indeed an emergency. Your dispatcher responded courteously and warmly and advised me that she would have an officer dispatched very shortly. Officer Daniel Drost arrived within minutes of my call for help. Officer Amy Kreml arrived moments later. Officer Kreml attempted to use a Slim Jim to trip the lock while Officer Drost assisted. Their efforts were unsuccessful, apparently due to the design of the Infiniti locking mechanism. The officers advised me that they would need a different tool that was currently being used by another officer at a nearby location. But rather than just wait for more effective equipment to arrive, Officer Kreml, with the assistance of Officer Drost, fished a rod through the coupe window edge and molding seam, skillfully maneuvered the rod, and successfully manipulated the lock to the open position. I have no idea how I would have resolved my problem without the help of Officers Drost and Kreml. I suspect that my car would have run out of gas sometime during the next day, and I would have had to locate a willing locksmith on a holiday, Sunday morning, at great time and expense and disruption to my own plans for that weekend. Officers Kreml and Drost demonstrated a great attitude, the 20-degree temperatures that I caused them to endure notwithstanding. They were exceptionally competent, considerate, and impeccably professional. You and the citizens of Wooddale can be very proud of these officers who have represented your city in such an exemplary manner. Very truly yours, Jim Lineweber. And that brings us to Mayor's report. Our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Haiti who suffered the disaster and have too many needs to mention. Many people have asked how they could help. This Friday at Crossroads Restaurant, there will be a benefit concert starting at 8 o'clock p.m. Sammy Ray, Joe Kalish, the Kaiser Brothers, and our own John Forrest are scheduled to perform. There will be a $10 cover charge, which will be a donation. All those that attend, the $10 will be going to the American Red Cross Haiti Relief Fund. That's this Friday, January 22nd, starting at 8 p.m. at Crossroads. Also, under Mayor's report, may I have a motion approving a resolution designating employees to receive the Open Meetings Act compliance training in accordance with Public Act 96-542. Is there such a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
On the question? Roll call.
Alderman Cadella?
Yes.
Alderman Coles?
Yes.
Alderman Lewison?
Yes.
Alderman Felice?
Yes.
Alderman Shockey?
Yes.
Alderman Eugene Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Roy Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Winger?
yes,
That passes Resolution R-10-01. Mr. Wasak, would you join me at the podium, please? The City of Wooddale greatly appreciates the volunteers that we have within our community and the many fine organizations that are willing to help and contribute. By the way, we have some Eagle Scout projects if you're looking for some other.
We have a couple boys that will be looking.
Very good. Troop 47
47.
has offered to take over the maintenance, the cleanup of the litter, waste debris on Elizabeth Drive from Wooddale Road to Addison Road. Public Works Department is going to put up the sign that is to my left, acknowledging the service of Boy Scout Troop 47. My understanding is that they're going to start in March when the weather permits, and is it 4 or 5 times a year?
It will be once a month during the months of May and June. March and April, once a month. May, June, and July, we're going to try for twice a month if needed. And then when the boys are back in school, September, October, November, until the snow falls again once a month. So there may be as many as 9 across the course of a year.
You want us to tell us a little bit about your troop and where it's located and when you meet, in case you want to get
Sure.
some extra?
We are currently sponsored by Calvary Lutheran Church on the corner of Montrose and Wooddale Road. We meet there on Monday nights at 7 o'clock. Meetings run till about 8:30. Currently, we've got 20 boys registered with the troop, and this is the time of year when the Weeblos from the Cub Scout packs start looking for homes to cross over as they get old enough to become Boy Scouts. So hopefully we'd like to pick up a few more Boy Scouts this year. That's how the troop grows. We have one boy that just made his Eagle. There will be a ceremony coming up here in the month of March. I believe the date's been set as March 21st. And we have 2 more boys who are currently life rank, and they've started to work on looking for an Eagle project. So they're on their way toward their Eagle. We've been around for about 10 years or a little better here in Wooddale. We've got boys from Wooddale, Bensonville, and a few from Elmhurst.
Oh, what's the name of the boy that has reached the Eagle Scout honor?
Our newest Eagle Scout is Frank Palumbo. Frank actually came into the troop, graduated out of Pac 34, and went all the way through scouting as a member of our troop. He turned 18 in September. At the age of 18, he's no longer a Boy Scout. He becomes an adult, and he's currently registered with us as an assistant scoutmaster.
Well, we thank you for your service to the community and the kids. It
Thank
is
you, Mayor.
greatly appreciated. And that concludes my report, Mr. Manager.
I have 2 items. First item, next week's committee on January 28th, Kevin McKenna from Spear Financial will be here to discuss potential funding for the potential treatment plant project if we decide to go on with that. My second item is the Public Works Department has some exciting new techniques to battle snowstorms this winter, and our Public Works Director, John Kramer, could kind of go over those.
Thank you, Mr. Mervis, Mayor, City Council. Just wanted to inform everyone that our first application went down the beginning of January for our anti-icing solution. That product is a cured beet juice product, which is desugared sugar beets. That's in the process of making sugar beets. They have a byproduct, which is the decured or desugared sugar beet in combination with normal salt brine being road de-icing salt and water mixed in solution. With those two applied to road surfaces, we have seen a great reduction in the amount of pack ice or snow being found on road pavements prior to storms during storm events. Easiest way to explain that is we have a vehicle that drives down the street is capable of applying a liquid to those roads. When those roads are applied with the beet juice salt brine solution, prior to a storm, we see a decrease in the bonding between snow and the pavement. Basically, that results in a reduction of us using bulk road de-icing salt. Right now, we're probably looking at a 15 to 20% reduction in road salt usage currently. Once we fine-tune our application methods, we're looking to increase that number to about 25%. Last year, we used roughly 900 tons in our city allotment of salt. We're looking this year to be somewhere in a reduction of that, obviously depending on the snowstorms that we get this year. It's been rather light for the 2 weeks. I'm hoping it goes somewhere near that for the next couple of weeks. I know me and my staff both feel that way. In the next couple of weeks, you will not only see that vehicle out prior to storms, you will also see that anti-icing solution being used in pre-wet situations. Pre-wet situations are when we go out in a salting operation during a snowstorm, we apply this solution to the spinner of the truck. As the salt's coming off the back of the truck, it pre-wets that salt and allows a quicker response for that road de-icing salt to start activating, start working, melting that snow, causing the pavement to become wet, and then allowing that solution, salt brine, beet juice to work in rapid time compared to just road salt where you would put that down and wait for vehicle traffic to cause it to melt. So we're very positive. We applied roughly 30 lane miles in the city, which we have about 160 lane miles. That was our pilot program. This first application, we applied it at approximately 20 gallons per lane mile. We're looking to up that up a little bit to about 28 gallons a lane mile the next application and do about the same lane miles of road, roughly 30 lane miles of road. And we'll evaluate those results. And if we can expand the program next year by increasing the anti-icing solution versus using road salt, we'll play those numbers back and forth. But just wanted to give you a brief overview of kind of the new technology we're using to not only keep the roads safe, but also to be a little bit more economically minded and environmentally friendly. I'll take any questions.
Alderman Shockey?
On a night like tonight where they're forecasting icy rain, would something like that help the icing?
Good
No
question.
snow.
Good question. Tonight, as in last night, that rain or the snow event came in as rain. If we were to put down that beet juice solution as an anti-icing format prior to, it would actually get diluted on the pavement due to the rain and be rendered almost ineffective. So a storm like last night that we got, or a storm like today where the temperatures are around 31 to 33 degrees, the snow comes down as rain, it actually would not work. It would be diluted too fast, would not see any benefit, and the cost of this product being, between $1.75 and $2 plus a gallon, to us, we would still rather use road de-icing salt if need be rather than the anti-icing solution.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Thank you, Mr. Kramer. That brings us to the consent agenda. Is there any objections to any items on the consent agenda? If not, may I have a motion to approve the agenda? Is there a second?
Second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Now may I have a motion to approve the items on the agenda, being approval of pay request number 1, approval of pay request number 4, approval to adopt the 2009 ICC International Energy Conservation Code. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Alderman Shockey,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman Winger, Yes. Alderman Cadella.
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley.
Yes.
Alderman Police.
Yes.
Alderman Lewitton.
Yes.
And one additional item, in item 4, may I have a motion to approve an ordinance restating and amending Chapter 5, Article 3, Section 6305 of the Municipal Code, City of Wooddale, to adjust the number of licenses authorized to be issued for various classes. Is there such a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second? On the question? Alderman Shockey.
I understand we're reducing the number of licenses. Is that correct?
Mr. Bond?
Yeah, in most instances, what you want to do is, as a matter of practice, you always want to have as many licenses issued as you have authorized. And we have, in some instances, we have more authorized than we have issued. Gives more control to the city council and ultimately to the liquor commissioner, the mayor, in his capacity to regulate the sale of alcohol and through the number of licenses that are issued. What this is a housekeeping matter to make sure that our licenses that are issued conform to the number of licenses that we have authorized by the city council.
So it is a reduction.
It is a reduction.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Alderman Shockey.
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley.
Yes.
Alderman Coles.
Yes.
Alderman Winger.
Yes.
Alderman Cadella.
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley.
Yes.
Alderman Police.
Yes.
Alderman Lewitton.
Yes.
That passes Resolution R-10-02. That brings us to committee chairman reports, planning, zoning, and building. Alderman Cadella.
No report.
Public Health, Safety, and Judiciary, Alderman Shockey.
No report.
Public Works, Alderman Wesley.
Mayor, I have one report, authorization to begin consulting selection for Deer Path Road Engineering. We had a long discussion about going out for another street engineering to start the process to be one street ahead for construction. So we had that in committee. Mayor, may I ask one question before or do we have to put the motion on the floor?
There should be a motion on the floor and then
That
discussion.
is my motion to authorize them to go out and get a consulting firm to engineer Deer Path.
I'll second.
Alderman Wesley.
On that question, Mayor, at this time, could we add another engineer firm on our list or not? Approved list?
Mr. Bond.
Yeah, generally, that's been, I would simply make that direction to staff to add whoever you want to have on that approved list. No, you cannot do that this evening, no.
Could I do that without council approval to add?
Yeah, what staff does, generally what staff will do is they have an approved engineering list based on the input from the council. They submit that to you, and unless there's any objections by council, that becomes the approved engineering list. So my suggestion is simply let the assistant city manager know, and he can have that company added to the list, or go through the screening to be added to the list.
Okay, I believe we did that already, but I don't know where this company fell off the list, so.
All right, who are you referring to?
They did work for us before. Somehow, when we looked at that list, they weren't there. Also, I believe Strain ain't on that list either.
All right, I think Mr. Graff took a couple notes, so we'll have an answer back for you on that.
Okay, but that is still my motion. Go ahead.
Anything further? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
That's the end of my report, Mayor.
Finance and Administration, Alderman Winger.
I have no report.
There's nothing under other business. May I have a motion to approve the bills January 7th in the amount of $885,349.58, and the bills of January 21, 2010, the amount of $383,163.13. Is there such a motion?
I make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
On the question? Alderman Shockey.
On page 3, Baxter and Woodman, $3,318, contaminated soil relocation service. Is that what we had agreed upon in the price?
Mayor, could I answer that question?
Alderman Wesley?
I believe that was for the testing of the soil to see where the status was on that. I believe that's part of the agreement that we agree with for a $10,000 contract to monitor the sample. Am I right, Dave, pretty much on that?
Correct. Their total contract was close to 10,000. This particular bill is for the recent testing they did on the contaminated soil pile on commercial.
Alderman Winger?
So is the 3,000 within the 10,000? Yes. Okay, good, okay.
It's part of that.
Alderman Shockey?
And one more small one, but I'm just kind of curious what it is. On page 12, no, page 10, I'm sorry. The second item, Illinois State Police liquor license applicant fee. We have the state police asking for a liquor license?
Chief?
Happy to report that that is not the case.
Okay.
What it is, though, is when we do have somebody that's an add-on, I believe this was one of the hotels, one of the things we do is we screen their fingerprints so they are who they are. We have to pay the state police for that because that is a non-law enforcement request, and that's that marginal cost, and it's just to maintain the file and make sure that we know who is going to be representative for those liquor licenses.
Thank you.
Anything further? Roll call.
Alderman Shockey,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman Winger,
Yes,
Alderman Cadella,
Abstain.
Alderman E. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Police,
Yes.
Alderman Lewitton.
Yes.
Those items are approved. We do not need an executive session. There are no items to be referred under items for information only. Once again, I want to remind everybody of the Haitian Relief Jam Session this Friday night, January 22nd, 8 p.m. at Crossroads. $10 cover charge, the money to go to the American Red Cross Haitian Relief Fund. With that, may I have a motion to adjourn? Is there a second? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.